Hello, welcome to Dungeon Bros Podcast. I'm your host Justin. So today we're reviewing Avengers book, Avengers World Trust, Volume 1 by Geoff Johns, art by Keiron Dwyer and Rick Remender, through issues 57 through 60, and the last two issues are by Gary Frank and Jon Sibal, which this book collects issues 57 through 62 of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, which this trade paperback was printed in 2003. So I featured this book in my Avengers showcase. So this is an old book from my collection. It's rated PG and costs 15 US, 24 Canadian. If this book is still in print, or they would probably adjust the prices. Probably. It also includes Simpsons parody of the Avengers by Bill Morrison. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So what made me pick up this book in the first place was that it was written by Geoff Johns from DC, who Geoff Johns back in the day was one of my favorite writers. Still is to today. He would be in my top 10 for sure. And I picked this up thinking, oh man, this book would probably be great. And I never picked up Volume 2. So that should give you a bit of a hint, right? So what the book is about, which I'll let me tell you the lineup of Avengers in this book. You have Steve Rogers, Captain America, Falcon, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Jack of Hearts, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Scott Lang Ant-Man, which, I reviewed the Scott Lang Ant-Man movie recently. That's why I'm reviewing this. Black Panther, Namor, and Thor. Did I miss anybody? Also, Hank Pym, Yellowjacket, and Janet Van Dyne Wasp is in this book as well. So what happens in the book is that all the capitals of the world disappear and the whole world is thrown into chaos, and the United Nations, what's left of them, decide to give the reign of power to the Avengers while they try to solve the crisis. While that's going on, Yellowjacket and the Wasp were in DC, so they got sucked into the other dimension, and Yellowjacket was getting tortured by the villain who kidnapped all the capitals of the world, Zodiac, who was able to... Not Zodiac, sorry. Zodiac is the criminal organization, which was featured in the Iron Man anime from a few years ago. The villain is Scorpio from Zodiac, who has the... what was it called? The Zodiac Key, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Who split up the In-Betweener, who is this cosmic being. I think he was in that Adam Warlock book I reviewed, where he's this being who represents both order and chaos and strives to bring balance to the world universe, but he gets split in half. And order is stuck in prison with the other capitals in another dimension, where chaos is trying to possess Wanda to go and look for order. So the book, half the book is our characters trying to figure out what's going on and dealing with petty problems, right? Petty bullshit. You have the government liaison named Gyrick, who everybody hates. So they have to deal with him. And then there's the fact that you have Wanda and Vision are going through a rough spot. Who else? Scott Lang is going through a custody battle, right? Which he loses at the end of the book, unfortunately, right? And you have a bunch of the Avengers, like Miss Marvel, who's wearing her very sexy Warbird costume. Who she goes by Warbird in this book. Sorry, it looks fucking gorgeous. Oh my god, man! Back in the day when Miss Marvel was sexy. And Iron Man's costume is really cool in this book. I really love the early 2000s Iron Man costume. It looks really cool, man. But that could be just being nostalgia because I had like an early, like in the 2000s, my parents got me like an Iron Man comic, which had the early 2000s costume, so that might be why I like it. But my problem with the book is, one, it jumps to shark with its with the idea that the governments, which here's the problem with the book, the Avengers are constantly getting in the comic books, constantly getting nagged at and chastised by the governments, but at the same time, I'm supposed to believe in a major crisis like this, the governments of the world would hand over political power to the Avengers. That was just too dumb to me, man. Especially since they paint the U.S. government as an enemy to the Avengers. The U.S. government doesn't trust the Avengers, so they would, who's the number one superpower in the world, would just hand over power. That's unlikely. That's unbelievable. And the first half of the book is really boring when you're dealing with people's bullshit problems and petty differences, right? Where Jack of Hearts really doesn't like Scott Lang for some reason. Which even Scott Lang brings up, man, do you guys really need me on the team? Do we need 3 people on the team that can shrink? Come on. But he's the only one who can communicate with bugs, which, that's the thing. When they finally fight the Zodiac guy, Scorpio, it's the lesser, it's the characters with the kind of shittier powers that, did the did the most during that fight, right? With Sam Wilson, Falcon, and Ant-Man, they had pivotal roles in that fight, which sucks because Namor was on the team, and Namor is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and he just gets I wouldn't say humiliated, but it's wow, he doesn't really, despite being a super a powerful character. Not only can he swim underwater and breathe, but he can fly and has super strength and invulnerability. But he just gets he just brought nothing to the table, and I kind of did not like that at all. But otherwise, I thought the art was cool, the action was okay. I thought the dialogue was pretty cool, except for some of the characters here and there. I really hate the Wasp, man. The Wasp is super annoying in this book. And she's trying to school Hank Pym in the beginning of the book on multiculturalism and stuff, and it's dude, okay, woman, so dumb. And also, yeah, the in-betweener, the Order in-betweener, I think I got it wrong. Order is on our world, and the chaos side of the in-betweener is on the different dimension. So yeah, Order kills a turtle for no reason, and there's a shitload of blood. So for people who have pet turtles, yeah, you might not be a fan of this book. I don't know, man. Overall, I thought half the book was kind of boring, but it kind of made up for it in the other half. But I was not a huge fan of this book. I'm only giving it a 6 out of 10. So my next review is going to be... Where's the sleeve for this? Oh, I lost the bag for the sleeve for my book. Oh well. And I know I had one because I know I bought this at the comic book store. But whatever. So my next review, I was gonna do another Marvel review, but I decided, hey, let's keep up with the rotation because you know this was a book from my collection. Okay, I still have like 20 plus books that we need to review for this channel. So my next review is going to be it's a book published by Dynamite. It's volume 1 of Kirby Genesis, written by Kurt Busiek from Astro City, and covers by Alex Ross, art by Jack Hebert. And it's basically a book where they take like a bunch of no-name Jack Kirby characters and try to write a story around them. So I don't know, it could be good. I have no idea. So it's the thing where I'm a sucker for like Alex Ross's art. So whenever I see a cover with Alex Ross's art, I have to pick it up. Though there have been times where I picked up an Alex Ross cover and the book inside was fucking garbage. I'm thinking about you, the Spider by Dynamite. Oh my god, that was a shitty book. I think it came out in like 2012, 2013. All right, guys. See you guys later. Peace.